The Lions have 8 draft picks, not 9. Thank you, Trinity Benson. That trade continues to haunt us. Also, the Lions are hosting Kenny Pickett in a pre-draft visit. What does that mean? A lot of interesting on this one. Also, pre-draft visits, we're going to update you on the list. And the Lions covet 3 wide receivers in this up-and-coming draft. But before we get into today's video, if you're a fan of being disappointment, angry, and failure, go ahead and subscribe to my channel because I talk all things Detroit Lions news and rumors. I upload around 6 to 7 times a week, maybe with a live stream. And if you could do me a favor and go to the like button's house, hide behind their door, and when the like button gets out of the car from work, comes in the house, you take a bat and smash it in the knee, that would be fan-freaking-tastic. Let's get into today's Lions news and rumors. Man, that Trinity Benson trade. We thought we were having 9 draft picks this year, but we only have 8. It still haunts us to this day. We lose our 7th round draft pick. Well, we thought we had one. Now we don't. So we only got all the way to this 6th round. We got 2 6th round picks, one being a conditional, 8 picks overall. Man, oh man, that Trinity Benson trade was a failure so far. Does it mean the Detroit Lions are going to stay with only 8 draft picks in the 2022 NFL Draft? Probably not. I suspect they'll be going up and down, probably gain another draft pick. Is it a big deal that we lose a 7th round pick? Not necessarily. We're talking about a late 7th round pick. It wasn't even early. If you look at the Lions, you get undrafted free agents. It probably would have been the same player they picked with that pick as an undrafted free agent anyways. So you're probably getting the same player that you would get, at the 7th round. But let me know in the comment section below. It'll be the pinned comment. Are you upset that the Detroit Lions only have 8 draft picks instead of 9? Y for yes, N for no, and express your frustration about the Trinity Benson trade. Or, if you still like it, no big deal there. The Detroit Lions have some interesting targets regarding the wide receiver position. Now, we picked up DJ Chark in the offseason, but if you would have listened to our wide receivers coach, he wanted us to kind of revolutionize the wide receiver position in free agency as well in the draft. He wanted us to draft 2 wide receivers. Is that possible? It is possible. And per rumor that came out yesterday, the Detroit Lions covet some wide receivers. We're going to talk about 2 of them, probably the more important ones, and the traits that they bring. First off, Christian Watson, North Dakota State. The Detroit Lions like this wide receiver. He should be available at 32 and 34. He is a prototypical wide receiver you want as a number 1. This guy is got it all as that type of asset. He's bigger body, he get open, route tree amazing, got good speed. He would help out the Lions offense in a big way. And if the thoughts are from Dan Campbell and Brad Holmes, we want to put all the weapons that we can around Jared Goff, he would be a target. But that puts in some interesting situation there. If the Detroit Lions take a wide receiver that high, what about linebacker and or safety? And we're going to talk about the safety position, and maybe the draft may switch a little bit regarding us picking up the safety. But we'll get in that in a minute. The other wide receiver that they do covet is David Bell. Now, David Bell, I initially liked him before the NFL Combine. He is that Kenny Galladay type of guy, the bigger body contested catches. However, when he was at the NFL Combine, he ran really slow, and his draft stock fell significantly to, I would suggest he probably was a 2nd round pick before then. Now maybe 3rd to 4th round. Well, we do got 2 3rd round picks. One late in the 3rd round is a conditional. No 4th round picks there. So if the Detroit Lions decided to pass on wide receiver in round 132, round 234, he could be a target at the later 3rd round if he's still there because of his speed. With that said, you're taking a risk because he was significantly slow. The other wide receivers they do like is Treylon Burks. Will he be there at 32? Probably not. He is I like him. He's one of my favorite wide receivers. Drake London is my number one, but he's definitely not going to be there at 32. He's up there as my 1A, 1B. You know, if you're looking at that big body, you could put him in the slot. I think he could play on the outside as well. So I think he would be a great addition. Just hard to believe he'll be there at 32 when you look at Kansas City, as well as you look at the Green Bay Packers. What do you think about these wide receivers right now that's for the Detroit Lions? Do you think it's a good idea that they get a wide receiver early? Do you think it's a bad idea? Let me know in the comment section below. Do you believe the Detroit Lions should take a wide receiver with pick 32 in their first round or pick 34? Do you want to see a wide receiver taken that high in the 2022 NFL Draft? Let's get into the safety position because the Detroit Lions signed safety Deshaun Elliott a couple days ago. Now, we talked about it a little bit. I like the signing. He's a guy that we needed a veteran back here. Let's be honest here. But what does it mean for the NFL Draft? Does that mean that the Detroit Lions will still could take a safety like a Jaquan Brisker at 32? Or if taking a safety if he's still there at 34? Or do you think they could potentially wait in maybe round 3 to get a safety? I think it does change things up a tad bit. I think this is a safety precaution in the late first round, early second round. Say they like a specific safety, like a Brisker. We'll say they like him. And he's not there. He was taken before the pick. They don't necessarily have to force to take somebody they don't like, maybe sign or whoever they covet. Now, I know Kirby Joseph was with the Detroit Lions in a pre-draft visit. He's more of a third-round safety, so it's very possible. I think it's a smart move, not only just getting the signing itself, but to save the Detroit Lions in case there is a run on safety and they don't get the value that they want to get. Talking about pre-draft visits, very important regarding the Detroit Lions here. Why? Because the Detroit Lions last year, half their draft picks that they drafted was on a pre-draft visit. That means they actually take into consideration getting to know these guys when that occurs. Does it mean that everybody that they see is going to draft? That's not the case at all because you had 30 pre-draft visits and local guys. It was just out of last year, half of them went to Detroit. We're going to leave Kenny Pickett for the next slide. We're just going to go to Treylon Burks. Talked about him. Definitely could be an option. Look, the Lions want to get better at wide receiver. You have to give him a look because he could be there at 32. It's going to be hard. Eric Johnson. This, again, some of these guys could be a later draft. Want to know these guys. Could they fit the system? Possibility upon the defensive line. Obviously, Aiden Hutchinson, Kayvon Thibodeau, Trayvon Walker, Jermaine Johnson. I really don't have to go a whole lot into these guys. If the Lions stay at 2, you know, that definitely could be the pick. Those 3 there, Aiden, Kayvon, and Trayvon. Jermaine Johnson potentially could be a pick if they trade back a little bit. Look, they want to get better at edge. This is no secret. It's exactly what you would expect. Nakobe Dean. Now, this one's interesting to me because I think the Detroit Lions, if he's sitting there at 32, he could be the pick. So I would really keep my eye on Nakobe Dean in this draft in 2 weeks. FYI, Brian Asamoah, Oklahoma linebacker. The Lions may double dip on linebacker. He is another guy I seriously would take a look at in the late third round. Keep an eye on him. If he falls a little bit, the Lions could take him. Again, linebacker Devin Harper. It's no secret the Detroit Lions need help at linebacker. We're going to get one in the draft. Derek Stingley, this would, to me, would straight up be a trade back scenario. Don't think we're taking him at 2. Don't worry about that. Jaquan McMillan, a late cornerback in the draft. The Lions would like to get a cornerback, I think, as a depth-wise. He could definitely be an option in the 6th round. Keep an eye on that. Kyle Hamilton, trade down. We're not taking him at 2. I don't believe so. Lewis signed 32-34. Like I was saying earlier, Kirby Joseph, for sure, if they want to go in the 3rd round. And Turner Yell, as well. Keep an eye on these guys because the Lions do look at this for an option. Let's go to the wide receivers really quick. I do think the Detroit Lions are going to take a wide receiver. Again, they have an options to take one early or to the third round. I don't think it's a must need. I like that they made it this way. Getting to DJ Chark was vital. But make no mistake about it, I know a lot of people want to go all defense, just defense, 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 defense. Folks, we do need to get a wide receiver. We need to draft one. DJ Chark is on a 1-year deal. What if he gets injured? We've seen what happened last year. Injury wide receivers. It hurt us. So you got to get a wide receiver in this year's draft, and I would like to see size. And that's what you're seeing with pre-draft visits. What you're seeing with rumors is they like size. Now, there is guys they like that are smaller, but they're later in the draft. You know, we're talking 6th round. When we're talking about wide receiver, want to get an impact, talking about guys who are bigger early on, that prototypical number 1. So don't hate on the Lions if they decide to go wide receiver early. Here's an interesting development here. The Lions have a pre-draft visit with quarterback Kenny Pickett. Before today, there was zero connection between the Detroit Lions and Kenny Pickett besides mock drafts made by media. No big deal. Why would the Detroit Lions take a pre-draft visit with Kenny Pickett? They're not going to take him at 2. Could it be that they really are interested in potentially getting a quarterback at 2 or maybe at 32, or if there's trade back or trade up? It's possible. I know a lot of people don't want to go quarterback. They don't, and I get it. I understand your feeling. But to me, this is an indication that they may take a quarterback in this year's draft. Doesn't necessarily have to be in round 1. What if a quarterback slides in round 2 or round 3? Do they like Kenny Pickett, the small hands? But they could. We don't really know. I know the fan base would get extremely upset if they take a quarterback, but you got to understand, Jared Goff's contract, next year he could be let go. It's I think a $35 million cap hit. You can save a lot of money. I mean, it's only a dead cap hit of $10 million, so you can save money. So if they took a quarterback this year, they're going to save money for years to go on. If you look at teams wanting to get younger at quarterback because of their contracts extremely high. Extremely high. Look at all the quarterbacks that got contracts. We're talking about Aaron Rodgers, Patrick Mahomes. It's been ridiculous. The amount of money they're spending on this position where a whole team, half the cap is dedicated to one player. So the Lions may take a quarterback for that. Maybe they don't believe in it. Do I necessarily think they're going to take quarterback at 2? No, I don't. But even if this is a smokescreen by Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell, I love it. We don't need to know what the Lions are going to do. Because if we know what they're going to do, guess what? The 31 other GMs know what the Detroit Lions are going to do. We need to surprise these guys. I love it. It's exciting to see everybody come in, and soon enough, we're going to know what the Detroit Lions are going to do in less than 2 weeks. In the upcoming videos, we got the mailbag segment. Tomorrow, it's going to be with myself and Bro Schmo with your questions. Get ready for that. It's going to be awesome. Fun time for sure. Sunday, nothing. I'm going to chill out. Back on Monday with videos. And folks, we got one more OnePride podcast on Thursday. Following that is the NFL Draft. I'm going to be with the Gridiron Blitz. I'm going to be with Everything King and Herman Moore with the NFL Draft in person with those guys. It's going to be Chrissy, King, Herman, and Micro. So make sure you go on the Gridiron Blitz's channel on day 1, and make sure you go to Lions Nation Unite day 1 as well. We're going to break it all down. We're going to talk about every single prospect, what it means. It's going to be a hell of a fun time. Make sure you're there. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss out. Go to Lions Nation Unite and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on what's going on. Go to Gridiron Blitz, subscribe to his channel so you don't miss out as well. With that said, folks, adios.